Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Vocational Education and Training, SOVET, Diploma in Fashion Design and Retail Program, DFDR. BFD 074 Communication and Entrepreneurship. Block-1 Social Skills in Business Communication. Unit-4 Business Etiquette. 4.0 Objectives. It is important to know about business etiquette because it helps you to socialize, communicate and deal with people in a manner that is polite and appropriate professionally, situationally and culturally. Business etiquette is imperative for building up good business relationships that are important for achievement and success. In this unit you will learn about what is business etiquette, the importance of business etiquette in international and global business, business etiquette in India, USA, England, Australia, Japan, America and Britain are two nations divided by a common language. George Bernard Shaw was once quoted as saying, "Think of what Shaw could mean by this. Can the same language be used differently in different countries? How does this affect business etiquette?" Activity 1. Take a look at some of these traits and identify whether they would be prevalent in India or the USA. I. Friendly banter between men and women. E. Standing up when an elder or guest enters the room. E. Offering a glass of water to anyone who enters the office. IV. Preference for doing business with those they know. V. Asking personal questions. V. Shaking hands with women in all business situations. V. Using sir while talking to a senior. V. Using first names in business conversations. X. Arriving late for a business meeting. X. Preparing thoroughly for all business meetings, situations. 4.2 Reading comprehension. Reading passage 1. Etiquette is a very important factor in determining the success or failure of a business or a person. It refers to norms and standards of behavior that are socially acceptable. The etiquette of business is the set of written and unwritten rules of conduct that make social interactions run more smoothly. 2. If people don't feel comfortable in an environment, they cannot possibly function to their best capabilities. A minimum level of comfort is required in any business meeting, negotiation or transaction. It is here that business etiquette is put to the test. Learning about business etiquette could help you to be socially competent and accepted or appreciated, which is the first step towards your business goal. Business etiquette is the key to good relationships with clients, customers and employees. 3. Research conducted by Harvard University shows that technical skills and knowledge accounts for only 15% of getting, keeping and advancing in a job. 85% of the job success is connected to people skills. This research is significantly indicative of the importance of etiquette, which is a vital social skill. Business etiquette includes courtesy, the image you project of yourself, the trust you generate in people who interact with you and your reliability factor. Appropriate and impressive social behavior increases opportunities for new business, fosters congenial business relationship, builds confidence, and creates goodwill. 4. Our behavioral patterns and etiquette is dependent on culture. What is highly appreciated in one society may be considered rude or shocking in another. Etiquette can vary widely between different cultures and nations. For example, in China, a person who takes the last item of food from the serving plate or bowl without first offering it to others at the table may be seen as a greedy person and insulting the generosity of the host. In America, a guest is expected to eat all of the food given to them, as a compliment to the host and her quality of cooking. Hence, an understanding of the culture of the person or country you are doing business with is essential. 5. Etiquette, manners, and cross-cultural or intercultural communication have become critical elements required for all international and global business executives, managers, and employees. As international, multinational, transnational, multi-domestic, and global business continues to expand and bring people closer, it is becoming increasingly important for people to be understanding and appreciative of people from different regions and countries. This is imperative for successful business outcomes. 6. India is one of the largest and most definitely a multicultural country. Therefore, defining business culture and etiquette can be a little problematic. For people in India, cultural sensitivity and awareness is necessary not only in dealing with foreigners, but also with people from different states and regions of India. Business etiquette in India. 1. Handshake is the common way of greeting, particularly amongst men. Some women in bigger cities also shake hands. It is advisable to wait and see whether a woman moves her hand forward for a handshake or not. Otherwise, traditional namaste is suitable. You may sometimes find people embracing each other. This happens only when they are friends or extremely well acquainted. In rare cases, a younger person may be seen touching the feet of someone elderly. This is not part of corporate culture in India, but may occur in the Indian business environment. Otherwise, too, it is not considered appropriate to look straight into the eyes of seniors or the elderly. Out of respect, people tend not to do so. However, in some foreign cultures, this may be construed as being evasive or dishonest. 3. Indians are always conscious of social order and their status relative to other people. All relationships, whether social or professional, involve hierarchies. 4. The boss is seen as the source of ultimate responsibility in business. 5. Business cards are generally exchanged at the first meeting. Cards are formally presented, with the right hand, often with the left hand placed beneath the elbow of the right hand to suggest respect. The card is also received with the right hand. 6. Indians prefer to do business with those they know, hence it is useful to spend some time building up a relationship with a prospective client or associate. Business relationships are usually built upon mutual trust and respect. In general, Indians prefer to have long-standing personal relationships prior to doing business. It may be useful to go through a third-party introduction. This gives you immediate credibility. 7. Indians are generally flexible with time, even in business situations, though notions of punctuality vary with place and occasion. Corporate India is more time-conscious and punctual. 8. However, for social events, Indians tend to be lax. 9. Yes, in India may not necessarily mean so. People could back out. It is common to hear expressions like, we'll see, let's see, we'll work something out, which are non-committal. 10. It is not uncommon to be informed about something at the last minute, or be given a short notice. 11. Indians don't believe too much in preparation. The attitude of playing it by the ear, cross the bridge when they come to it, is common. 12. In Indian business culture, hierarchy plays a key role. In most cases, those in authority are averse to manual labor or to doing something which is meant to be done by a subordinate. For example, they will not do anything that's done by a peon, even if this causes delay or inconvenience. 13. Hierarchy is more visible in the public sector than the private sector. 14. Late mornings and early afternoons are usually preferred for appointments and meetings. Although most Indians are early risers, they do not begin work very early. In the case of some, the work begins only after adequate prayer or puja. The customer can wait. 15. It is also a good idea to confirm your appointment, as they do get cancelled at short notice. 16. Meetings are not scheduled during India's numerous religious holidays. 17. It is not unusual to find that a person at the counter or on a desk deals with people out of turn or outside the queue, or deal with more than one customer or query at a time. Business etiquette in USA. 1. Business suit and tie are appropriate in all major cities. Dark-colored business suits in classic colors of gray and navy are the general practice. For formal meetings, a white shirt is advisable, whereas for less formal business occasions, a light blue shirt is acceptable. 2. Women wear suits or dresses with jacket in major cities. Wearing classic clothing in classic colors of navy, gray, ivory, and white will ensure you give a confident and conservative appearance. 3. Business conversation may take place during meals. However, many times you will find more social conversation taking place during the actual meal. 4. Business meetings may be arranged as breakfast meetings, luncheon meetings, or dinner meetings depending on time schedules and necessity. Generally, a dinner, even though for business purposes, is treated as a social meal and a time to build rapport. 5. Gift giving is discouraged or limited by many US companies. A gracious written note is always appropriate and acceptable. 6. An invitation for a meal or a modest gift is usually acceptable. 7. If you are someplace with a line or queue, go to the end and wait your turn. Americans are particular about personal space and do not like people standing too close to them. An arm's length distance is considered appropriate. 8. Do not try to speak across to someone or speak out of turn. If you are dealing with someone who is seated at a counter or on a desk, be patient and wait for your turn. Once it is your turn, you will be given full attention and suitable time. 9. Offer a firm handshake, lasting 3 to 5 seconds, upon greeting and leaving. Maintain good eye contact during your handshake. If you are meeting several people at once, maintain eye contact with the person you are shaking hands with, until you move on to the next person. 10. Good eye contact during business and social conversations indicates interest, sincerity, and confidence. 11. Business cards are generally exchanged during introductions. However, they may be exchanged when one party is leaving. 12. Ask permission to smoke before lighting a cigarette or cigar. Due to health concerns, you may or may not be given permission. Business etiquette in England. 1. Business attire rules are somewhat relaxed in England, but conservative dress is still very important for both men and women. 2. Dark suits, usually black, blue, or grey, are quite acceptable. Men's shirts should not have pockets. If they do, the pockets should always be kept empty. 3. Men wear laced shoes, not loafers. 4. Businesswomen are not as limited to colors and styles as men are, though it is still important to maintain a conservative image. 5. Always be punctual in England. Arriving a few minutes early for safety is acceptable. 6. Decision making is slower in England than in the United States. Therefore, it is unwise to rush the English into making a decision. 7. A simple handshake is the standard greeting for both men and women, for business occasions and for visiting a home. 8. Privacy is very important to the English. Therefore, asking personal questions or intensely staring at another person should be avoided. 9. Eye contact is seldom kept during British conversations. 10. Personal space is important in England, and one should maintain a wide physical space when conversing. Furthermore, it is considered inappropriate to touch others in public. 11. Gifts are generally not part of doing business in England. 12. A business lunch will often be conducted in a pub and will consist of a light meal and perhaps a pint of ale. 13. When socializing after work hours, do not bring up the subject of work. 14. When dining out, it is not considered polite to toast those who are older than yourself. 15. In England, English is the official language, but it should be noted that Queen's English and American English are very different. 16. Ordinary words can be different in the two nations, e.g. petrol, British English, and gas, American English. 17. Loud talking and disruptive behavior should be avoided. 18. If a man has been knighted, he is addressed as Sir and his first name. Example, Sir John. If writing a letter, the envelope is addressed Sir. First name and last name. Example, Sir John Roberts. Business etiquette in Australia. 1. Men wear a conservative dark business suit and tie. Women may wear a dress or skirt and blouse for business. 2. Informal clothing is appropriate when not attending business functions. Casual pants are fine for both men and women. 3. Being punctual is critical. 4. A single, male passenger using a taxi should sit in the front seat. 5. Giving gifts is not a common practice in business. You may bring a small gift of chocolate, wine or flowers if invited to someone's home. 6. When paying for a round of drinks, do not pick up the tab out of turn, and make sure to pay when it is your turn. 7. Should you approach a line, queue, go to the end, back and wait your turn. 8. Shake hands when meeting and when leaving. 9. Australians are friendly and open, but directness and brevity are valued. 10. Do not exaggerate or overrate yourself, your company or your information. This is likely to have a negative impact. 11. Sightseeing and sports are good conversation topics. 4.3 Listening. Check your progress. 3. You will now listen to Ms. Sabah Karim from our studio, who is interviewing an expert on Japanese culture and business etiquette, Ms. Natsuki Takahashi. Pay attention to the interview and answer the questions below. 1. What are these? I Shinto, E Mishi, E Karaoke. 2. Make notes on the do's and don'ts based on the interview. 4.4 Language focus. Polite expression. Politeness is an essential ingredient of business etiquette. Look at the speech balloons on the left. The expressions in these are not polite enough. Could you rewrite the more polite forms in the empty balloons to they? Right? Activity 3. Now look at these odd situations. How would you improve the language used in each situation to make it more polite and acceptable? I can't stand this fast food. Can't you see? You can't smoke in here. I have no idea who you are. I'm just not in the mood to go out with. 4.5 Vocabulary. Activity 4. Polite expressions. 1. Match the beginning of the sentences in the first column with the correct ending from the second column. After you have checked your answers, pay special attention to how expressions like I was wondering, I'm afraid, would you like to, is it possible to, do you fancy, etc. bring the required politeness in communication. I was wondering if you'd like going out for a boat cruise this evening. Yeah, I'm afraid. B. Can you help me? E. Would you like to see to try Thai food? IV. Can I have D. I'm busy this evening. V. Is it possible to A. to go to the cinema this evening? V. Do you fancy F. to book a taxi to take me around in the evening? V. Excuse me. G. Change for 500 rupees? V. I'd like H. Go sightseeing after a tour of the factory. 4.6 Writing. Activity 5. Your friend who works in Bangalore is visiting China for business. This is his First visit, whereas you have been to China several times. He has written an email to you asking for tips. Based on your experience, you had made notes on Chinese business etiquette in your diary. Make use of your notes to write a response to the email you have received from him. Notes from your diary. Wear sober or neutral colors. No jeans. Arrive early or on time. Avoid giving gifts. No business during meals. Do not start eating before the host. As courtesy, taste all dishes offered. Do not drop your chopsticks. It's unlucky. Chinese take time to make decisions. Present and receive business cards with both hands. Let the seniors speak first. 4.7 Grammar, Subject-Verb Agreement. Read the following sentences. Some women in the bigger cities also shake hands. B. It is advisable to see whether a woman moves her hand forward. In sentence A, the subject some women is in plural form. The verb shake is also in the plural form. In sentence B, the subject a woman is in the singular form, therefore, the verb moves which has been used is also in the singular form. In both the sentences give above, the verbs agree with their subject. 1. It is important to make verbs agree with their subject. 2. The verb form can change depending on whether the subject is singular or plural. 3. The verb must always agree with its subject. 4. A singular subject singular verb, plural subject equals plural verb. 5. In English, the only subject that affects agreement is the ending of the main verb or auxiliary in the third personal singular. A finite verb in a sentence always agrees with its subject in number and person. When the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. In English, the only subject that affects the ending of the main verb or auxiliary is the third person singular. First person singular I work. Second person singular you work. Third person singular he, she, it works. First person plural we work. Second person plural you work. Third person plural they work. Let us now look at some rules of subject-verb agreement. Singular subjects that look plural. 1. There are certain verbs which end in s and look plural, but they are singular in number. They take singular verbs. Physics is one of the most interesting subjects. The news that everyone survived the crash is good to hear. Gulliver's Travels is a famous book. 2. When a proper noun is plural in form but stands for one thing or company, it takes a singular plural. Bahari and Sons is a famous bookstore in Khan Market. Singapore Airlines is my favorite book of short stories. 3. When two nouns are joined with an and refer to the same person or thing or concern one idea, they take the singular verb. Rice and fish curry is my favorite dish. Slow and steady wins the race. 4. When two singular subjects are joined by or, either or, neither nor, they take a singular verb. Neither Australia nor England is going to win the cricket match. I'm sure he or his brother is to blame. Either Sunita or Sumit has done it. 5. The following pronouns are always singular and they take singular verbs. Anybody, anyone, anything, each, either. Every, body, one, thing, neither, nobody, no one. Somebody, someone, something. Nobody is allowed to enter the building after office hours. Everyone in our society has paid the money. Neither of the managers is going on the trip. 6. When the subject is a unit of measurement or a mathematical unit, the verb used is singular. 6 months is a long time to wait. 3 kilometers is quite a long walk. Subject which are plural. 1. These nouns are always plural in form and take plural verbs like trousers, pants, shorts, scissors, pliers, socks, spectacles. My new spectacles are lost. Your blue socks are in the drawer. The trousers need repair. Your new shorts look really cool. 2. Two and more singular nouns joined by and make a plural subject. They take a plural verb. Jack and Jill are coming. India and Pakistan are neighbors. 3. The following pronouns are always plural and take plural verbs. Both, many, few, several. Both the twins look alike. Many children participated in the science talent contest, but few have passed. Several of the paintings were destroyed in the fire. 4.8 Pronunciation, consonant sounds. English has 24 consonant sounds in all. Listen carefully to the following consonant sounds and look at the symbol that represents each sound. Repeat. The keyword, symbol keyword. 1. P, as in pen. 2. B, as in bed. 3. T, as in tea. 4. D, as in deed. 5. K, as in cat. 6. Per gram, as in get. 7. T integral, as in chin. 8. As in June. 9. Per meter, as in man. 10. N, as in net. 1. As in bring. 12. F, as in fun. 13. V, as in whale. 14. As in think. 15. As in then. 16. Per second, as in sail. 17. Z, as in zoo. 18, as in ship. 19, as in pleasure. 20 per hour, as in hat. 21/1, as in lake. 22, R, as in rest. 23, J, as in yard. 24, with as in watch. 4.8.1 Learning the consonant symbols. Notice that of these symbols only 7, T, are not familiar and need to be learned. The other symbols are the same as the letters of the alphabet, though the symbol, J, is the same as the letter J of the alphabet. It is pronounced as in the first letter of the word yard. 4.8.2 Consonant distinctions. So far we have practiced associating the symbols for the consonants with the sounds they represent. Now we shall concentrate on those consonants that constitute problems for Indian learners. In order to make our speech intelligible and acceptable to native and other non-native speakers of English, we need to distinguish between one consonant and another. For example, if we use the consonant S in place of in the word sheet, then we produce the word seat, which has an entirely different meaning. Similarly, if the consonant T is used instead of in the word shop, it will result in the word chop, which has a different meaning. The substitution of one sound for another in a word makes it unacceptable to a proficient speaker of English, even though the meaning may become clear from the context in which that word occurs. Our learners must therefore make a distinction between those sounds which are linguistically significant. We shall therefore concentrate on those sounds and sound distinctions that constitute problems for Indian learners from different parts of the country. I consonants, F and V. Generally, Indians from the eastern and western regions and Kashmir have difficulty in producing the consonant F. They replace it by the sound for, as in phal, fruit, in Hindi. Listen to the following words with F and repeat them. F. Fallacy afford brief. Favor prefer calf. Fertile refine leaf. Fiend refuse proof. Photo trophy graph. It is necessary to maintain a distinction between F and V and B. To practice the difference between them, listen to the following pairs of words and repeat each pair. F, V, fail, whale. Fine wine, file, while, foil, voil, leaf, leave. V and B. To practice the difference between V and B, listen to the following pairs of words on the CD and repeat them. V, B. Wet bet, vote boat, wow bow, curve curb, van ban, very berry, bury. E consonants, S and Z, S and T and T, Z and R. Contrastive, and we must make a distinction between each pair. Listen to the difference between S and Z in the following pairs of words and repeat them in pairs. S, Z, S, Z. Seep, zip, peas, peas. Su, zoo, rice, rise. Seal, zeal, place, plays. Make a list of other pairs to distinguish between S and Z. Note, the plural forms of nouns, the third-person singular forms of verbs and the third-person possessive forms of nouns are pronounced in the following three ways. A is after the consonants S, Z, T. Kisses, bushes, messages. Horses, garages, rajas. Alice's, watches, judges. Dickens's, witches, fetches. B, S, after the consonants P, T, K, F. Caps, dicks. Stops, chiefs. Its, laughs. Pats, ruts. Pots, cats. C, Z, after all other consonants and all vowels. Boys, man's, loves. Rags, china's, plums. Leaves, officers, runs. Buds, employees, saves. Goes, she's, flies. Listen to the words in A, B, and C carefully and repeat each word. 4.9 Summary. In order to be successful in any business venture, it is important to have good interpersonal skills and an understanding of and sensitivity to other people and cultures. In other words, to have the right business etiquette. In this unit we give you an understanding of some of the nuances of Indian, American, British, Australian and Japanese culture. This will help you in your business dealings. We also give practice in some polite expressions which you can use at the workplace. In the grammar section we deal with subject-verb agreement, an area which is often problematic to Indian students. In the pronunciation section we have described consonants in English. Please go through the unit carefully and complete all the activities. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.